Welcome back to another Essential Recap. Today we will be taking a look at a story called Vampires.
Your war is over, Crusader.
The film starts with a group of hunters, not of animals, but of vampires. Jack Crow is leading the team with his number 2, Tony. The Vatican has financed this squad to slay vampires. So they are now in New Mexico, where they've discovered a nest of vampires. They walk into an abandoned home. The mansion is spooky and appears haunted, containing dust, cobwebs, creaky doors, and tattered drapes. The team appears to be well trained in this field. The raid was going well until a vampire attacked them, followed by another. The team fights bravely. Sunlight is a vampire's weakness, and when they pull them into sunlight, they burn badly. They killed 9 vampires on the spot, but Jack, the leader, is not satisfied because he believes the master vampire is still missing, and their main goal is to find and kill him. In the next scene, the winning team celebrates at the Sun God Motel. It is night, they are having fun with drinks and girls, and Jack is with Katrina. He leaves her alone for a brief moment, and then Valak, the master vampire, who is hiding in the room, attacks and infects her. Master Vampire's first appearance was fearsome. Bloodshot eyes, pale white skin, and pointed fangs. The gruesome vampire then enters the party room and begins murdering everyone in his path. He had slaughtered the entire squad before Jack was even aware of his appearance. During the fight, Valak mentions Jack's name, which surprises Jack. He manages to escape with Tony and Katrina. In the morning, Jack returns to the hotel and slits the throats of all of the Master Vampire's victims, fearing that if any of them survive, they will turn into monsters. He is disturbed that the Master Vampire knows him. Perhaps the Master intends to kill him. He wants to investigate everything. He orders Tony to stay in a hotel with Katrina. Tony hesitates, but when Jack angrily explains that Katrina is their only source of apprehending Master Vampire, as if he infects someone, the infected person becomes attached to him. After this, Jack rushes straight to Cardinal Elba, his superior, for letting him know about his endeavor and to get relevant information. Cardinal Elba has some more bad news for him. The other priest, Adam, tells him that their European squad was wiped out 3 days ago in Cologne, Germany, and a picture of Jan Valak was discovered there. He shows him the picture. This Jan Valak was that same master vampire who had slaughtered Jack's team. He was a disgraced priest from the 14th century who rebelled against the church and was burned alive for heresy. This revelation sparked many thoughts in my mind, the most important of which was the vampire-human relationship. Vampires, I believe, are the most extreme manifestation of human desires and lusts. Vampires provide a fertile ground for debating fundamental, even existential issues like mortality and sexuality. So vampires have a psychological relationship with humans, in my opinion. Back to the story, Cardinal Elba asked Jack to reassemble his team and suggests him Adam as his assistant. Jack has no desire to have any assistant. Adam was gentle, bookish, sort of mirrored, and maybe this was the reason that Jack does not want Adam's assistance. Additionally, he believes the team's murder was planned and that Adam or anybody else in the church was responsible. But Cardinal Elba insists him to take Adam. While driving, Adam informs him that he knows all about him, his bravery, and his great feats in defeating vampires. We also learn that when Jack was just a child, a Dracula bit his father killed his mother. It was here that Jack made it his mission to eliminate the vampires. After hearing all these stories, Jack suspects that Adam may have told Vakel about him. As a result of his suspicion, he holds him at gunpoint and begins questioning him about treachery, but he rejects this. Although I am certain that Adam is not the traitor, I have the impression that he is concealing something and knows something more important. When Jack's rage has calmed down, he shows him a map of all the vampire residences that have been eradicated since the 1800s. Jack speculates that vampires are continuously shifting their places, which indicate that they are in search of something. Meanwhile, in the hotel, Katrina awakens from a nightmare in which Valak has arrived at a church. Tony, who was protecting her, informs her that she has been bitten by a vampire and will soon become a vampire herself. He also tells her that as she is now attached to Valak, she is the source they will use to catch Valak. She is appalled and thinks that committing death is preferable to falling into the clutches of vampires. She attempts suicide by jumping off a balcony, but Tony grabs her and pulls her back. Tony's arm was damaged and began to bleed while saving Katrina. Katrina pounced like a hungry cat as soon as she saw the blood and began sucking it. When Jack and Adam arrived, Tony avoids informing them about the bite, only that he got hurt from breaking the window. When Jack tells Adam about Katrina, Adam wants to tell Cardinal Elba, but Jack stops him since he has resolved to pursue Valak on his own terms. He orders Adam that he will do anything he says. During all this hustle, Katrina has a new vision. She saw that Valak is with the church's priest, and he gives him a map and asks something, the priest marks something, and then Valak murder him violently. She screams in terror, wakes up, and tells Jack everything. She tells him that Valak is somewhere in San Miguel. Father Adam tells them about the San Miguel church. The next day, they go to the village church and discover the bodies of an elderly woman and a priest. They then set out to find Valak, as Valak is on his way to a church with his fellow goons. Katrina informs Jack of this. Jack suspects that Adam is hiding something. He threatens him by recalling how he murdered his own father after being bitten by a vampire and killing Jack's mother. So, murdering a priest would be an easy task for him. Adam, terrified, discloses the whole story. Valak is looking for an ancient artifact, the Black Cross of Berziers. It is an ancient relic from the Old World that was used in the exorcism, which was supposed to drive the devils from Valak's body. Valak is once again brutally slaying monks in the church and has now reached the cross. Father Adam informs Jack that he and Elba once came to take the cross with the help of the murdered priest, because he was the only one who knew the exact location of the cross. Valak wants to complete his exorcism, which will enable him to bear sunlight. This will make him unstoppable and strong. Katrina notifies them that Valak has taken possession of the cross. They start heading towards the church with the help of her vision. But when they approach, they find that everyone in the church has been slain, the cross has been taken, and Valak is nowhere to be found. At the church, Jack suspects Katrina has become a complete convert. Tony fights him as he wants to inspect her pointed teeth. It is obvious that Tony has developed affection for Katrina. But Adam interrupts their fight and reminds them that now is the moment to find and kill Valak, not to quarrel. On Katrina's suggestion, they travel for Santiago. However, the entire community is deserted. No human being can be seen. Katrina informs them that all of the people are locked in the prison in front of them. Valak had infected a large number of people, and they all began to transform into vampires. This meant that these four were now up against an entire vampire town. It was obvious that the competition was extremely difficult and appeared to be impossible. However, Jack assembles his weapon, and they are ready to fight. When they enter the prison, a vampire strikes them. They shoot and drag him into the sunlight. Many vampires were in the basement, so it was important to get them out. Gentle Adam is prepared to make a sacrifice. He goes down using an elevator and attracts the vampires' attention. As they attack, Jack fires the harpoon rifle, and Tony drags them out into the sun. One by one, they were eradicating them. However, Valak was still out there and it was getting dark. It was tough to cope at night, so Tony fled in his car with Katrina. Jack and Adam were also going to leave when Valak and his vampire army appeared and attacked them. Adam hides in the shop because he has no idea how to fight. Jack has been apprehended. Katrina has completely transformed into a vampire and bites Tony, knocking him unconscious. She returns to join Valak. Jack is being held captive by vampires. They do not, however, kill him. Surprise! Cardinal Elba appears in the scene. Jack is taken aback and perplexed. Elba informs him that he has lost faith in God since he has never witnessed a miracle, and that he is now terrified of death. This is why he joined Valak, as now he will make him immortal. We might conclude from this that the black sheep in the Vatican Church was none other than Elba himself. Jack was reasonable in his doubts. They tied Jack to the cross and began their exorcism. Cardinal Elba was performing as the priest in this ritual. Valak would be resistant to sunlight after this procedure. They required the blood of a vampire hunter to accomplish this rite. Oh, that's why they didn't assassinate Jack. Elba slits his leg and offers Valak the blood to drink. As the major ritual was set to begin, Adam, who was hiding in the shop, appeared on the roof. He shoots Elba to save Jack. Adam asserts that he cannot perform his ritual without the assistance of a priest. Valak stated that Adam will now replace Elba or otherwise he will burn Jack. During all this, Tony makes a heroic appearance. He fires the cross with the harpoon gun, causing it to fall. Adam unties Jack from the cross. They battle vampires all night. Almost all vampires are dead, and those that remain start to burn in the morning sunlight. Valak was not resistant to sunlight because the exorcism was incomplete, so he attempted to run as well. But Jack puts the Black Berzier's cross in his chest. He tries to enter the room, but Jack collapses the roof, and Valak burns in the sunlight. The 600-year-old evil comes to an end. Tony has been infected, and he is now with Katrina. Jack does not kill them for now and let them go, but promises them that one day he will also kill them. It was a strange farewell. The cinematography of this picture seems artificial and the pacing and plot is loose. Despite the fact that it is John Carpenter movie, and based on a novel of the same name by John Steakley, both are landmarks in their respective fields. Anyhow, this film portrays ordinary human, fighting against supernatural evil forces. This idea is appreciable and enjoyable. There's something universally terrifying about undead bloodsuckers that stalk their prey at night, and I would recommend watching this movie if you are looking for a quick thrill. Thanks for watching another Essential Recap. Please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe.